Welcome to the SpellCast.
So, you guys are in the garden, you found the potion of resistance to poison, the potion of poison, the potion of healing. You also found, you also, in addition to those things, you find a little mask that can be worn that sort of gives you advantage on like the sort of piece of cloth you put around your face, Halexan, that gives you advantage on saves against poison and poisoned condition effects that are inhaled. Not, obviously if you get stabbed in the arm, that doesn't do shit.
I feel like
airborne effects.
I feel like that's a Ront item.
No, you can have it. I'm not there. I went.
Oh yeah, he left.
So I will take it and show it to Ront later.
I'll still be.
Let's just get that one.
I'm good. I'll still be like, you can have it, buddy. I don't want to be in, unless we're doing very particular work, I don't want to.
That's right, I do the grunt work with the alchemy.
I can't use the tools.
And I have resistance to acid. So
I make things. I don't do chemistry. I do alchemy, sort of. Yeah. Except not alchemist's tool. Why didn't Artificer Alchemist get proficiency with alchemist's tools?
I know, right? They give you thieves' tools.
No, I don't know.
What?
It's just weird.
What?
It's just weird.
Why?
You can actually spend downtime to learn proficiency.
When was the last time we had anything resembling downtime? That's not a dig at you. It's just like we could have had downtime, but no.
So
fucking Conall Pending.
Yes. So Ront, you walk into area 20 after a short travail through the tunnel between 19 and 20.
I don't know where Ysaile or Conall are going after I have Harry escort them safely along the ceiling across to the eastern edge.
Yeah.
They could just go back. I don't want them to, but I don't care. I'm going.
Okay. You go, you find a sort of cavern. You enter from room 18 into room 19.
Sure, okay.
In this room...
It's a room after whatever the tunnel was?
After whatever the tunnel was,
sure.
Since we're extrapolating distances here.
Okay.
You can see that there are heaps of straw that have indents in the middle.
Okay.
Looks like maybe things
bedding.
Bedding, yes, there you go. There are no sheets or anything like that. You see torn clothes around one of these things.
Oof.
You see tunnels to the south and to the east. I think also, you can just see possessions surrounding some of these piles of bedding.
I'm not super, Ront doesn't care. What Ront will do, recognizing that other people might care, is find a place to, the light situation is just the torch that he's holding. He's gonna leave He's gonna leave the torch somewhere where he can leave it upright.
Yeah,
it won't tip over.
There is a sort of cropping of rocks that has a crack in the center.
I will leave it there.
Yeah.
I will light another torch because adventurers should have more than one.
Yes.
And I will proceed east. East is an option?
East is an option.
Is east the only option?
East is not the only option. South is an option.
Looking at a map, I don't think south is going to result in anything more than east from Tenwood, so Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going east. I
Okay.
don't want to find the locked doors again.
Okay. You walk past a pile of straw with some possessions, and something catches your eye underneath some of the straw of the bedding.
What's my
Something glinting by torchlight.
Fine, I will. If it catches my eye, I'll be like, "What the fuck is this? What is this?"
You bend down. What is glinting is the metal clasp on a leather-bound tome, small enough to be a journal.
Does it undo?
It doesn't. It's not locked. The clasp is golden.
Sure.
It's in the shape of a rose.
Okay.
When you open the leather-bound tome,
Can I read it?
there are various dates. You can see that there's writing inside. It reads various things of these are accounts of like social intrigue and like who hates who's dating who. Hey, my bro cheated on his chick with this other chick, and now these two chicks found out, etc.,
Is it that
etc.
casual?
It's kind of casual, yeah. And then it gets to a date that is not even like 4 days ago.
Okay.
And one of them, I will say about 5 days prior, an entry 5 days prior, mentions that this person had bought some lotion and was using it. And then it starts listing these changes that they were experiencing and that they've been having weird dreams. One is a dream entry where they're laying on a grass field and they're looking up at the sun. It's not as bright and blinding, they make note of that. But circling around the sun, just sort of lower in the sky, was this huge snake that seems to be trying to eat its tail, and it seems to ring this sun. It's a dark snake, the silhouette. You can't.
Right.
He doesn't describe much of that.
Yeah.
The clouds are gathering in and start blotting out the sun. He then mentions that he was walking the streets one night, late one night, and he blacked out, and he woke up here in this sort of cavern. And as he came to, he started realizing that there were these creatures, these weird lizard snake creatures here, and that were like guarding him. He tried to leave, and they dragged him back to the straw and like made sure that he stayed there. He would speak that this very beautiful lady would come and would like bring food, and she seemed to have some sort of control over these creatures. It seemed to be they would obey her, at least. They wouldn't attack her.
Just describes her as a beautiful lady.
Just describes her as a beautiful lady. He says it's dark, I couldn't make out a lot of features.
Sure.
Then the entries start to get fucking weird. Like, they start to become ramblings of more dreams. And then you can see slowly, entry by entry, his vocabulary starts to really degrade. And he starts describing, in really simplistic elementary words, things happening to his body. And then the last entry that you read is, I am Heath Lyons. And then it's like the quill or whatever he was using to write with just scribbles all over the page, and then that's it.
The social accounts.
Mm-hmm.
He just sounded like a socialite, not necessarily.
He was. If you've read enough of the Adventure Times to know he was part of the Order of the Gilded Rose.
I was afraid of that. Big afraid of that. I hold on. I pocket it. I pouch it. I bag of holding it. I don't care. I have it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I go.
Okay, you go. There you go. You guys actually walk in on Ront after you're done searching this place. Ront pocketing something and continuing on. Which way do you go? Do you go south or east?
I'm going east.
You see Ront traveling east?
Onward.
So you travel east for a long time. I would say this takes about 15, maybe even 20 minutes.
How long have we been down here?
You've been down here maybe an hour.
So nowhere near our limit, but
No.
we're also alone down here.
Yeah.
I will ask
Yeah.
Riverstone, or whatever we want to call her,
Yeah.
just to let us know if we start going into sections that the Thieves Guild's that she knows better.
That she knows better.
Yeah.
She tells you that these tunnels look familiar, and she actually, when she reaches a certain section, she's like, well, if we turn right here, you should be able to... And she cuts off her voice, because as you look to the right, you can see that there is now a cave-in, where an entrance should be. And if you look at the base, you can see the haft of like a pickaxe.
So somebody caved this in.
Yeah, we were... This would have taken us straight to a large cavern, and then we could have, all we have to do is walk around this chasm, and we would have been right back to our operating headquarters.
Shit. How useful it would be to have stone shape right now. I never have it.
They can make little spikes grow out of it.
You can make little spikes grow out of
Can
it.
you do that so much that all of the material extrudes out and clears the way?
I don't think so, but I am gonna put my sword there and see if any of the rocks will move.
Point your sword, and you concentrate, and you slowly start seeing spikes, and then you just see like a small rock just sort of pop off the fucking thing.
This might take a long time.
It would take a long time.
I have phantasmal force.
That works on mines, not things.
Works on pet rocks, not rocks. Sure.
Can I make them all my pets?
If you wish to take one and draw a little face on it, I'm not
Every
gonna stop.
single one.
And then what you do is you make all of the rocks believe that they are turning into lava unless they leave.
I could work.
And then they leave.
No,
Except
no,
for Mark.
That one igneous rock is just like, this is badass.
Like they're all like, yeah, I'm gonna move with my movement speed of 0.
Oh fuck.
Oh.
I'm gonna dash.
Oh no, I've made a terrible choice to exist.
We're gonna have to find another way around it.
The passageway does continue north, it seems.
North, towards where we think the church is.
Okay.
How convenient. It's like this whole place was designed to make that happen.
I just wanted to leave.
We should have left with the black hearts.
We should have left through the black heart.
Onward.
We found the...
So, as you continue onwards, you come to a door. It is a stone door, and engraved on this stone door is a hammer with a set of scales balancing on it.
Is that familiar to anybody?
Yes, that's the symbol of tear.
Okay. Just here?
Just tear, I don't see any eyes.
Okay. Stone door?
Stone door. Deep scratches in it.
I mean, there were snakes, right?
Snake people.
Yeah. Is there an obvious way to open the door?
It seems like there is no handle.
I feel the door up.
Alright, you feel up the door. It has a little give if you push in.
I feel around the door to make sure nothing's gonna jet out at me.
Roll me a traps check.
Investigation.
Investigation, yeah, there you go. Thank you.
16.
You discover no traps.
I push the door.
You push the door open. Do you still have a torch?
Yes.
Your torchlight floods the room of what appears to be a whole chamber of catacombs and graves and caskets set in walls and urns on pedestals. Do you enter the room?
Harry with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, you enter the room and you realize that the door you just pushed open was a secret door masked as a statue of a crying angel.
If I were into other media, I'd be very, very, very upset by that.
I'll come in at this point.
Me too.
Let's see, it is 11:41. We have entered into...
That doesn't sound good.
Yes. That we have entered into the Temple of Tyr catacombs / burial chambers. So let's call it here, and then we'll muster the forces again, and we'll return, and that'll be it. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for playing, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
But this is relevant because our governmental hierarchy automated system was Clippy. So we would regularly get notices from Clippy when we rolled a botch or something that went, it looks like you're trying to commit high treason. Would you like some help with that?
Well, my day is immensely better. Thank you, everyone.
Hello, welcome to the SpellCast.
It looks like you're listening to a podcast.
Fucking shit.
What's great is that you can't edit in the context of why we're talking about that. We're way too deep.
We're too deep. We're too deep.
This is a mystery.
It
forever.
is. Welcome back, Tyler, to the SpellCast.
Also, hi.
We have another guest with us today, Julia.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Pleasure to meet you. Hi, I'm Julia. I like D&D.
Perfect. She's perfect candidate
right here.
for the show.
Excellent.
Hi, pretty much Pierre here helped me out. I was ready to fill in an application form to be a guest in here, won't lie. And
We still need to have Jeffrey on.
We ran out.
We ran out. I replaced him with the high five forms. That's what happened. That's all. So.
I mean, it's a much friendlier application process. It's really just, can you draw blood while high-fiving?
Oh
And if
wait,
so,
I can't.
listen,
Don't say that.
you scored higher than anyone at the Ren Fair on the test of strength, which, like, what the fuck? You also, like, double aced the axe thing, so, like, if anyone can draw blood, it's probably you.
Fair enough.
I can't tell if these are jokes or actual
They
stories.
actually happened, and I'm upset. And that's not the reason, and that's not even the largest reason why I'm upset with the Ren Fair.
Red Fair's a big PTSD for you, bitch.
Yes.
And we're going this year.
No!
So when we last left off, you guys had entered a room 30, which I believe is the beginning of like the catacombs sepulcher of some church you could be underneath. I wonder which one it is, with Tyr symbology
God
on
damn
on the caskets and
Is this
shit.
the only Church of Tyr in Baldur's Gate?
Yeah,
Damn.
Baldur's Gate is big.
it has a lot of churches. Has multiple deities that it needs to cater to, multiple
Right.
worshippers.
But it's the only Church of Tyr.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Yep. I mean, what?
How many Catholic churches are there in Manhattan?
That's true, but there's
Siri.
not like that many. Oh,
Hey Siri, bitch.
there you
Bitch in church.
Hey, Siri.
Our last episode.
There, hey Siri. What a bitch.
So, anyway, but if you think about the population, right, it's dramatically less than New York City.
So
Plus, there might just not be that many Catholics.
we were entering the
Demographics are a thing, bro.
There are approximately 2,000 churches.
But how many of them are Catholic?
Oh,
Like which ones? Like Roman Catholic here? Like
Yeah.
there's more than 10.
There you go.
At
We
least
don't need to get
12.
any. The necessary information for tonight is that you are underneath the church, and
The only church.
it's spooky. I believe you guys were wanting to take a short rest here.
We did, didn't we?
Let's say you have.
If we didn't already, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's take a little short rest.
Me and my 37 hit points are fine. Because I can't have more than that. Because Ront is terrible and small and really shouldn't be fighting anything ever.
So let's see.
Medium armor.
Why?
You guys have a short rest. What do you? Does anyone do anything within that hour? This is 30. It's kind of just a bunch of graves and shit.
I'm gonna give. So, Riverstone.
Yes, Riverstone is there with you.
What do you want? Does she want to be called by her actual name, or does she respond to Riverstone like?
Are you having this conversation?
Yeah, sure.
I'm scouting.
Okay. I'm going to.
I'm keeping watch during the short rest.
While talking to her, I'm going to give her my crossbow and one of my javelins.
Okay.
So I don't know if maybe she can use it as like a melee weapon, if possible.
Yeah, she thanks you for it. She seems to display some tactile affinity towards weapons that use a dexterous component.
What's the javelin made of?
The javelin?
Is it like a wooden shaft with like?
Think of like a Roman. Is this the right word? Pile? Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Think of like a Roman pile.
Is it like a long piece of metal, or is it a wooden shaft that I could potentially like?
It is a wooden shaft with a metal rod at the end of it. That seems to be so like a Roman pile. There's a long wooden shaft. And then a part of that shaft is metal, ending with a metal barb.
Could I potentially cut one of the? Because I have two of them. Could I cut one of them down so that it's like a one-handed stabby weapon?
Oh, it's already kind of. It can already be a one-handed stabby weapon.
Okay, so
yeah.
So she can use her dexterity.
Yeah, she can use it as like a makeshift spear, but using the javelin stats for it. Yeah. Okay.
Totally can. And I'll say it's a finesse weapon or whatever it is to make it dex. It's all good.
It's weighted.
Yeah.
It's weighted. Right?
Yeah. So in response, she tells you that you can use either name. Either name is appropriate. She does say it has been a while since she has heard anyone use her real name. If you say her real name. And so
Sure. I don't remember what it is, so
Did
I
I
may not give
give
it.
the real name?
say yes.
Oh yes, you did. Yeah.
Someone has.
Then
Yeah.
I'll use that if she's not adverse to it.
She says, "Oh, so you are friends with Garant Rock?"
Oh yes, yeah. Almost like brothers.
She looks. What are you doing?
He's fucked up.
I am keeping watch during the short rest as far away as possible.
Okay. She lowers her voice and she says, he hasn't been very himself around me.
I would implore you not to take that personally. I think this came as a great shock to him, and he's having difficulty processing exactly what's happened. He'll be okay. I will see to that. And I'll look at him sternly, even though he's probably not looking at me.
Oh,
I'm not looking at
okay.
anyone.
Thank you very much. Also, question. And I hope this. Do half-orcs grow that quickly?
No. Thiathel!
I'm eating.
Never mind.
Okay.
Something of a supernatural nature occurred.
Okay.
And,
Is he okay?
yes, recently aged. It's like the reverse of a longevity potion.
Oh. So a short tevity potion.
Yes.
What do you think we have?
She doesn't. Adam couldn't think of anything better, and she also is not she's not book smart or anything like that, like super book smart, but enough to serve her own turn.
We have a healing potion, we have resistance to poison, and we have a poison potion.
Oh, I didn't need a short tevity potion. I just was. In any case, yes, Ront is. He's the same old Ront. Well, we've had a little bit of life experience, you might say. And I'll just go off on a tangent.
Point of order. What the fuck?
How's pontificating? I don't know.
Life experience. You can't describe our 2 visits to cake like that.
I will omit the visits to cake, but I will tell.
Please do. Let's not star the poor
Cake
girl.
is a strip club in the basement.
Gotta get those cupcakes in
Although
there, right?
about the time it is, time for Ront to be changing the guard if he does come back.
No,
At that
I'm
point,
the guard the whole
never mind then. Okay. So yeah,
I
I'll
don't
just.
know why he's the god. I'm in sleep, but he insisted.
It's a short rest. We're not. No one's really unless you're taking an actual nap. And he doesn't.
I'm not going up.
At 59 minutes and 45 seconds.
God damn it! No.
You hear noise on the other side of the stone door. That was from where you see, it's just a statue, right? But there's a door there if you do some shit from the other side. And from this side, you hear some noise from that side, from where you came. About 5 seconds of noise, you hear some tapping, and then at 59 minutes, 55 seconds, the stones start to move open. At exactly an hour, you see, standing at the open door in the hallway, in the threshold, a tiefling. And Julia, here you go. You can introduce your character. There you are.
Is that Sav'ah Rah?
I'm not there.
You hear people say Sav'ah Rah, Sav'ah Rah?
I slowly walk toward.
You can't tell tieflings apart.
Well, no, she said, "Is it Sav'ah Rah?" So
inside this room,
hey.
Inside this room, which you know is the basement and the burial catacombs, the burial chambers of the Church of Tyr of the city of Baldur's Gate. You see in front of you an elf. Are you wearing robes?
I'm a high moon elf, so yes.
A high moon elf
Because
in
high
robes.
elves only wear robes.
Yes.
High moon elf in
You're built
robes.
for comfort, not for speed.
You see in front of you a bladeling. You can identify him correctly as a
Looks like
bladeling.
that.
You
I don't
see.
like this.
Oh, love it.
You see also a half orc
I guess I come back at this precise moment.
You also see
You
sitting
hear
on
us
the
say
ground.
Sav'ah, you're like, what?
You also see sitting on the ground next to the Bladeling is a young lady with your dark vision. You can tell that she is a Wanti pureblood, which is just a humanoid, sort of with a humanoid with snake-like features, which is sort of alarming to you. A little bit alarming because of certain things you've been told to look out for, and that's it. At the moment.
Actually, a Wanti and a Tiefling, which are both evil.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's what you see in front of you.
It's so great that we're involved in politics now.
It's not Sav'ah, not.
She kind of just like tosses her hair a little bit. And,
Oh, it is Sav'ah. Hello.
I think that's...
I don't know why Thiathel's all of a sudden talking.
That's
Oh shit.
let's not be let's not be insensitive. Who are you? What's your business?
she kind of just looks around still. She's like, my, this is a very interesting crew we have here.
I told you it's Sav'ah.
It's very interesting to have met somebody in this particular place. What is your business?
What's your business here?
We asked first, lady.
We're trying to get out.
How?
What? I want negotiations to go quickly, okay?
We don't know who she is.
Turns around, she's just like,
Well, as you turn around, you notice standing behind you in a sort of a trench coat, wearing a hat, is this Tabaxi who you never heard walking up behind you in the first place. with a slight purring and the flicking of the tail.
Hello, everyone.
oh yeah, my tiefling is like 5'10", by the way.
Oh, good. Ront is now 5'4".
Yeehaw!
I'm looking up at you and going, "What the fuck, lady?"
That's me every day.
Now that you know what we're doing here, or at least what our aim is, why are you coming out of... That's a tomb, isn't it?
Wait. Which side were we on? Did we go inside or did
You
we
went
stay outside?
inside the
Okay,
tomb.
sorry.
You went inside the tomb.
Why are you
So
coming into a tomb?
I'm a little bit curious.
A lot curious, I would say.
I'm still standing there and reaching into my pack ready of business.
I'm stepping
Do I notice
way
that?
From...
No, I've been this position the whole time.
You will absolutely see me, like, as soon as I notice that, though, I will be inching away from your character, just sort of like casually stepping away.
I slowly walk towards Ront, and
I back up.
and I'm just gonna like start looming over him and just slowly just bend down to meet eye level. And I'm just gonna be like, there's no need to be afraid, youngling. And then I just slowly back up and then just stare at you.
Names!
You
names.
see,
I turn around and
you
leave.
hear Ysaile go.
It's okay. So we see you, but you don't look... You used to be wearing monk robes. Now you're wearing, like...
A trench coat.
Apparently I am. I did not know that, but honestly I'm gonna roll with it.
Wait, were you wearing monk robes or
No,
trench
I-
coat?
I was wearing monk robes before, but
He was wearing monk robes.
No.
Keep it.
They're reversible.
Did you find like a Macavity hat? Please tell me you
I
did.
wish you would say they were reversible and tearaways.
Reversible.
What does that even mean?
Reversible tearaway monk robe trench coat.
Yes.
Listen, the alternative is being 2 trench coats and a kid.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Continue. Who is whatever scene?
And
I am Halexan. This is Thiathel, and
I have already walked in the direction of into the tomb.
that young man who's walking away is Ront.
Interesting.
Like you said I don't need to be afraid, and I'm not dealing with that. Still, I'm leaving.
Who are you?
Saffron.
Saffron. From where?
Just around town.
And who is
I
your
remember that
Tabaxi friend?
question's ironic.
We know the Tabaxi friend.
I've never seen Tabaxi in my life.
Have we not? Is it a different Tabaxi?
No, it's the same one, but he's in a different... I have a passive perception of 9.
It's not that I was exactly looking for you people specifically. I start looking around the area.
You basically see that you are in the sepulchre of the Church of Tyr. You can see across from the entrance where you are standing, you can see an open threshold leading further into more chambers. What you see, like a table with what looks to be like a covered corpse on it, with like a sheath and some tools laid out next to the corpse, just from your vantage point. Looks to be maybe an embalming room, just in a different room. Where you are is essentially the catacombs, where you have certain parts of the wall look like little rectangles with like etchings into them. It's just just the catacombs where they slide a body in and they seal it up and they etch who's in it. High priests would be buried here. Other members of the clergy, ranking members of the clergy, and people who were devoutly faithful to Tyr and went to this church could also request to be buried here. As you walk from your vantage point now, kind of in the center of the room, if you look, you have the threshold leading to the embalming room in front of you. If you turn behind you, you see another set of doors. These are just standard wooden doors. They are closed. And that's all you can really kind of tell, other than the people in the room with you.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm just going to study the room, just out of curiosity.
Okay.
Are you an archaeologist?
Of sorts. Just continue just looking at the etchings, just looking around.
Have you ever been here before?
No, this is the first time.
I'm already.
Where do you go, Ron?
Not there. In. Whatever in is.
In would be, do you go in through the doors or in through the threshold?
The threshold.
You walk into the embalming room.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. That's on.
So you... Oh, okay. Obvious exits are none?
Obvious exits are to the north of you. You see another threshold, which leads into, looks like maybe some crates and some shelves. Just looks like more boxes and various candles. More than likely, it's a storage room for ritual-based things.
And probably doesn't store another door that goes further. So... I mean, I poke my head in here.
Okay, you poke your head in there. You see a long hallway to your right, or leaning to the east, I guess now, since you're facing north into that room. Across, you see another room, but it's behind a gated and chained door. What looks to be, you see at least one small shelving unit of scrolls.
Do I know he went that way?
Yeah.
I'm very loud. I have scaled.
You totally do.
Can I ask her, do you find anything interesting, half-orc?
His name is Ront.
Interesting.
Are you sure it is?
Do I know you?
Perhaps.
You definitely know him.
No, I do. I'm fucking with them.
Of course. Excellent.
I slowly start to flip my hat so it becomes a hood again, but not quite, and then immediately put it back.
I stomp back because I'm not going that further that way. I stomp back into the room. I point in that direction and go, hallway, gate, chain, shelf, scrolls, and then I open a door. I open whatever the other doors were, and I go through that.
Before you leave, I'm like,
oh, he's back.
Ront, have you seen this hat? It's amazing. It turns into a hood.
I have never met this man.
Saffron, when you entered the embalming room, are you still continuing your look around?
I'm going to look
observance?
into the room, yeah.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Sure thing, Diddlio. Where is my D20? That's my D20.
Yeah, I point, like, when I say chains lock, I, not, insistently say that at, the guy who's back, because I recognize that he's back.
It is just a 9.
A 9, okay. You notice when you go... Well, the biggest thing in this room is obviously the corpse, just sort of covered up, laying on the table with the embalming tools next to it. You pull it back a little bit and you notice that the scalp is missing a lot of hair. You also notice that it looks like this individual had a serious case of dandruff, and then you realize, oh no, it's not dandruff, it's like the skin on the top of his dome is fucking molting away. And as you take like one of the little tools and you just kind of move the sloughing back a bit, and you notice that there's fresh snake-like scales underneath that skin at the top of his skull, or the individual's skull.
Okay, so it's like, how fresh does it look?
You can tell it is a corpse. You can tell it is dead, or at least from what you see, you can tell it is dead. The scales, however, don't look as desiccated or dilapidated. What's the decapitated, dilapidated, degraded, decomposed. That's the word, which had nothing to do and did not rhyme with any of those words I just said. Decomposed. You can tell that the skin has begun to decompose. The scales look newer, but because they are scales, they have not decomposed at the same rate.
And they are stuck
They are part of the corpse of this creature. They are not just a hat or something like that.
Be like, that's a really nice hat. All right.
It'd be a weird reverse scalping.
Yes, it would be.
I will just back away from it a little bit.
Okay.
And I would like to see some of the scrolls.
Okay. You walk up into room 32. You notice this is just a storage room for general religious items, candles, censers. You can see like some holy water, or a casket of holy water. You can see back behind you, the hallway behind you leads into what looks to be a robing room, so you can see like a little open closet and things like that for robes. And then I will get to you in a second here. And then as you get to the chained bar, the chained sort of almost gate-like iron bar door leading into the archives to go look at the robes, you notice it's locked with a padlock and a chain on the front. Yes.
Point of order. Can we have the map?
Yes, you can. Let me find the map.
Yeah.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the one you need to know. I'm the map.
Thank you.
So this was room
Nobody ever
2.
questioned why the map was from Brooklyn.
No one did.
Yeah.
If there's a place you gotta go, I'm the map.
Actually, I guess he could be from Staten Island, actually.
The map.
No one asked why the map was Carol Channing.
Yes.
We all just accepted it.
Like short resting? Okay.
And so there was scrolls in that. So not scrolls, robes in that one. A different room.
In the different room? Yes. In room 33, specifically this room right here.
Came into
Gotcha.
Would you like to go into that room?
I would like to
Idris
inspect
Macavity?
the robe.
Would you like
All
to know
right.
more?
All right, so Idris, you go into the robe room. You just notice it's a few open closets. These are just standard gray robes. You can see there are like a couple of mantles with like the symbology of Tyr, which is the set of scales balanced on a hammer. You see a closet. It's closed. Could probably contain more robes.
I open the closet.
You open the closet. You do find more robes. They are different robes than the robes you saw previously.
Fancy.
These robes are stark white. You can see that the at least one of them has a mantle, that you could throw over the robe. On this mantle is a set of scales balanced on an eyeball, with one of the scales heavily weighted down with a hammer. You also notice that if you pulled the hood up, it has a face covering to cover the face of the individual wearing the robe with the hood.
As I am of the Thieves Guild, I'm hoping that I have some sort of storage on me. I'd like to steal that mantled robe and one of the ones in the other room.
Go ahead, you certainly can. You also, because you are from around town and you are part of the Thieves Guild and word travels quickly, this robe that you have run into in the closet and the other robes inside the closet are robes of the Eyes of Tyr, the supposed zealous religious group that has been been causing unrest among the people of Baldur's Gate because they hate tieflings and a group of people they call infernals. They're a bit like a religious extremist group.
They also don't exist.
They also don't exist, quote unquote.
Are there any tieflings in my party? I feel like I heard that term earlier.
Yes, Saffron is a tiefling.
Cool. She's in the room next to me, right?
Would Idris know that Halexan is considered an infernal?
Probably not.
Okay.
She's in the room
But
next
he's
to
a
me, right?
lady. That's like weird, right?
Yeah, she's in the room across the hallway looking at the gate. Yes.
Cool. I'd like to head into that room and say, look what I've found.
Okay.
Because that seems like information.
Fair enough.
I look at it.
You look at it. This seems to match some of the things your superiors have told you about part of what request was made to check out what disturbances in the divine thread, in the divine weave that is felt by that deity that's been sort of messing up the mojo here in the city. This sort of matches a lot of those descriptions. Yeah.
This seems like it might not be the safest place for you.
Yes, I suppose so. And I just smile.
Would you like to do with the gate and would you like to try and open the lock?
I kind of look at our Tabaxi friend here, and I say, my dear friend, do you think you could open this gate right here?
Do I think I can open that? I don't know if I have skills.
You can make an attempt to open it. How would you like to try to open it?
I am thinking that this is some sort of lock, right?
Yes, it is locked with a chain.
So that seems like something that I could try to lockpick with my cat claws.
You know what? I'll let you try it. I don't think you have proficiency in thieves' tools, but I will let the classic, because it is a very classic trope. Yes, let's do it. It plays off of that. Give me a dexterity sleight of hand check.
Sure. My dexterity is +3.
That is a 1.
I fail spectacularly.
You do not. You feel him rattle around. He rattles around for like 30 seconds. You've seen other Tabaxi do this. You know it can work, but you don't know the inner mechanisms of the lock.
You don't know they were using lockpicks.
That's also probably a good point.
Pretty sure it was just
Where is Ront?
Where is Ron? Where did Ron go?
Where am I?
So, like, I was going to go through the double doors, but do I hear any of that?
Yeah.
Do I hear the attempt at lockpicking?
Yes.
It's very noisy.
I go back to the door.
Okay.
You could have used that for your lockpicking.
Well, no, I don't use rolls that I haven't declared.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That literally just was a pound 15. It didn't even move. I go, really, buddy? Really? I reach into my pack and pull out a pack of a small bundle of lockpicks and things, and I try
Oh, okay.
to
Sure.
lockpick the thing.
Do it.
Sleight of hand check. Yes.
I would like to be real up close to him and just staring and observing it.
Yes.
Really tall.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
yes, you
like
do
I
notice.
purposely I'm just down there.
You
just see a shadow.
Yeah, you do. You roll me a d20 to see how you feel about this. First of all,
I feel 1 about this.
I really wish that was the lock.
Any modifiers?
I was really hoping that he was going to crash and burn.
You get your charisma modifier.
My charisma modifier to this. How do I feel about this roll? Okay. I feel 1 about this.
There you go. So roll at disadvantage.
Yes, I really hope these lockpicks fail.
Okay, so that's 15 plus 5 and 17 plus 5. Fuck right off.
You notice that this half orc cannot be bothered.
No. There is a very slight high pitched squeal. It's like. Click, 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 click.
You're doing a wonderful job. I was like right near his ears, and like an ASMR kind of.
Click, unshackle, chains fall from the door, and the gate sort of swings a little open.
I grab it before it makes too much noise.
Of course, yeah.
The chain's falling, but like I look at. Did I even catch her name or was I gone? I think I was gone. I just look at person pointedly. Would you mind telling the others that this door is open? And I go through.
You go through that door? Okay. So you enter into what seems to be, you enter into the archive room. The archive room just has a bunch of scrolls around it. You can see various religious tomes, hymnals, etc.
I don't say it. I don't go back. I actually go into the room.
Okay, yeah. That's exactly what you see.
I also go into the room.
That's exactly what you see.
I hear that. I groan audibly. Are there any other doors?
There are no other doors.
I leave.
Okay, there you go. You feel like this is just they want to keep their sacred texts secure.
I go out. I go to Hal. Hal.
Yes.
Room. Books.
Oh, excellent. I'll go and join them.
And then I continue to look for out.
Okay. Do you go back to the double doors that you discovered?
I will, but if you want to cut back to other people, that's fine too.
No, let's go to you.
Go through the double doors? Okay.
Okay.
I've essentially chased everybody out to other places except for, I think, Thiathel, who I don't know what Thiathel is.
I don't know what I'm doing.
What are you doing, Thiathel? I apologize.
I don't know where I am.
Okay, so you are in the catacombs.
Yes.
Has anybody looked at besides her the embalmed body?
No one.
Great, I'm gonna do that.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go up. So what's in the embalming room besides the body and the table and the tools?
What's in the long room?
100 million gold pieces!
Really? I take all of it. This all could be yours on the first, right?
Actually, not much to that. You can see. Well, roll me an investigation check.
That's fine.
What is Riverstone doing?
Roll to advantage.
I'm terrible with names, so like.
Riverstone actually follows Ront into the double doors.
I have. So with this stone speaker crystal, I have advantage on investigation checks.
Oh shit! Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
And what else was there? Anything else?
I'm
to
proficient in investigation as well.
And then there you go.
That is a non-natural 20.
All right. You do your investigation. You pull back the full tarp of the corpse.
Can I throw it back with a flourish?
Yes, you do. Underneath is what looks like the body of an older male human.
Okay.
Well, it was a human, but it looks to be half mutated.
Oh.
You start to notice one leg is completely clawed with like a theropodian. Is that correct? A theropodian three-toed, like a dinosaur, like a T-Rex or something. A fully clawed, scaled, three-toed foot on one side. It's just like a Harlequin mishmash of scales and skin and like decay.
Exactly.
Features not unlike the Wanty Broodguard that you fought earlier. Not even just over an hour ago. You also, in your investigation, look around the room for anything else. You notice that there is a section of the wall, as you're walking around, that air just sort of comes through. It's a little warm, and it has not a putrid smell, but a distinct aromatic, semi-floral smell to it.
The wall, is it brick?
Yes.
So it's coming from between the bricks.
Yes.
It's not big enough to see through the bricks.
No.
Oh, please.
They're called.
While you figure out what you want to do next, Ron.
Hi.
You enter into the double doors.
Sure.
You seem to have entered into an office. This looks moderately decorated, as well decorated as you would think a high priest of modest taste would decorate their office.
This is clearly not Jadenkel's office.
It is not Jadenkel's office.
Modest taste, but what sort of lifestyle?
Modest taste, but not in a lifestyle that would besuit a humble priest. So let's say you see a nice pen, a nice fountain pen. You also see on a wall a number of portraits in a line. They're all of dwarves. They all look various degrees of sameness. That's a weird way of saying they all look like they're from the same family. But there you go. And then at the very
That's how
end,
the dwarves would put it.
yeah. At the very end, you see a portrait of a dwarf with red hair in the robes of a high priest of Tyr.
Are any of the other ones also in the robes of
No, they just seem to be family members.
Interesting. Dwarves are on the up and up. Dwarves are not infernals. Yes, no?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. If Ront really thought about it, he could catch on to like the whole discrepancy between like modest priests and like lifestyle, but he's not. Are there other doors?
There is a single door. There's a single door leading north.
That door.
Okay, you open that door. It leads back into room 33, where Idris Macavity discovered the robes. It is just the robing room.
So I haven't closed any of the doors,
No,
which
you
means that every other thing was a threshold. There weren't other doors, right?
Right.
So this is now one big cavity, right?
One big cavity.
Which
you
holds a
do.
cavity.
Yes. Which holds a cavity. You do see as you open the door to the left in the center of the hallway, there is a set of steps leading up to a door.
Oh, good! I do that!
You try the door.
I go up, yes.
It is locked.
I take out my small pack of picks.
God, I wish I was right behind him right now.
Well, actually, first I like feel it because I feel it and do my artificer thing. Are there any mechanical traps in this door in a church?
Sure. Yes. Roll for traps.
What's the roll?
The roll. What do you mean? Oh, it would be unless you have a detect traps spell. It would be a investigation check.
1d5.
You find that there are no less than 2 traps on this door.
What?
Yes.
What? In this open cavity.
In this open cavity.
In this open cavity, that all these rooms that are now not separated by any closed doors. Anybody who can hear just hears what?
What?
You see now, notice to your left, actually you notice first off at the very base of the door.
Yes.
You notice that there is a wire going from the bottom of the door to from either side of the threshold. You can infer that this wire is attached to the hole in the wall. And if you look at the hole in the wall, you can see that there is your soul, but also the tip of a metal spike. You can also notice above the door there is a wire that when the door opens, it pulls the wire, which releases a mechanism which drops a number of vials, a number of little glass vials that seem to be made to break on impact.
Okay.
Did he step on the wire?
Not with that check. He's good.
I may know how to pick a lock. I'm not so thrilled about fucking with that. I've been.
Thieves can disarm traps, right?
Yes, but I'm only reasonably competent at doing things like
Right,
that.
and you can't talk yourself up.
Yeah. Which is why it was so disheartening to see our returned ally from the Thieves Guild. Wait. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're about to say. And I know what you're about to say, Mike. And if Hal's around, I know what he's about to say.
Now, Hal's in the other room. He's looking at text.
Anybody who is listening hears angry jangling as Ront stomps back in the direction that he came and looks for Ysaile.
Okay. We'll get back to that. Thiathel,
Yes.
what did you figure out what you wanted to do?
Yes. So
What did you
I
do?
want to do 3 things.
Okay.
So I want to, with my ritual casting, I can cast rituals without prepping them.
Yes.
Yay. And they also don't burn spell slots.
Yes.
Hooray. So what I want to do is I want to identify what the fuck is coming from that.
Okay.
So like I want
If
to
there's anything
cast
magical.
identify. Yeah.
It can.
Okay.
Is that-
Well, I will get to what happened. So that's going to take 10 minutes.
Okay, so that's gonna take 10 minutes, and I want to do the 3rd thing first.
I mean,
Okay, what's the
that's
3rd
fine.
thing first?
So I want to take my small knife and jam it into the wall.
Okay,
Where the air
Stab
is
the
coming-
wall.
Yes. So
You
that's,
find-
since that's quicker, I want to do that first and see if that does anything.
You jam your knife into the wall.
Yeah.
You find that your knife can go around the bricks. Oddly enough, where your knife goes, you notice that there is your mind quickly adapts to the illusion magic that was on this hidden door. And your knife, it looks like your knife is just cutting through the bricks like butter, at first, and then like the bricks are reforming behind the edge of your knife, and then the illusion quickly breaks, and you can see the very small door-shaped seam around this stonework.
So there's a door.
Yes, there is a door.
Oh, shit.
One other second. Let me. Which one do you cast first? Do you cast Identify?
I'm gonna do Identify, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna get that into. We're gonna say it takes a minute. I'm just gonna hand wave however long it would really take for the ritual casting for Identify. You find Ysaile. Ysaile is currently at the desk of
The office.
The office. She has now laid out on the desk. It looks like she's opened a drawer and has pulled out a little tome. It doesn't look to have been like a published book or anything. It looks more like a leather-bound diary.
Sure.
And you can see she's just looking at it, and you can see she's mouthing words, and then she's going over. She said, "No, that's not the right word." Then she sees you, and she says, "Garantarak, can you?"
Do I
Can you
recognize what she
Dwarvish?
was? Oh, I can.
You can.
I can. So I go. Orcish and Dwarvish are actually related.
Oh, there you go. Fuck yeah.
Which is why I chose that.
I think actually, yeah, she was trying to read it due to the history you two hung out with each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
she's not fluent. But
I wordlessly come over and I jangle over and I look at. I'm sorry. I look at what she's trying to, whatever the hell this is.
it is Rangram Orkfo's journal. Yeah, this is Rangram Orkfo, the High Priest of the Church of Tyr.
Okay.
Also the suspected leader of the Eyes of Tyr.
Okay.
It is a journal outlining a recent religious awakening he was enlightened to, and how he will be the apostle of a new era where we will shed the earthly sins of our current forms and attain a new pure form which will appease Tyr himself, and the high ones, the ancient ones, the old ones will guide us in their ways to teach us how to reach a new pure rationale.
Why does this feel like that Halloween one-shot we did?
It feels a little bit like that Halloween one-shot we did.
I read that aloud. Like, I'm not emoting it, it's just like, it's like I'm translating.
And then
Ron
you
has a
read
charisma of 0.
and then you read the next page. And it's about how Rangram Orkfo feels that he has lost contact with Tyr, but he has been growing in connection to a new power. It's been speaking to him, and it's been promising him and his people and the people of the world good tidings, good omens, prosperity, freedom, unity.
Point of order?
Yes.
Do priests magic?
Priests do divine magic.
So, like, along the lines of clerics and paladins? Or is it something different altogether?
Pretty much closely aligned to clerics and paladins. Clerics are priests, essentially. If we're looking at semantics here.
Okay, and clerics have patrons, or I don't know if that's their word for it.
No, I mean, it's
They're
close.
deities.
They're deities.
Okay.
The people they worship. The things they worship.
Oh, okay.
I know in earlier editions, the first, maybe 2 or 3 levels of spells were sort of from the priest's own faith, and anything higher than that was bestowed directly by the god. I don't know if that's true in 5th edition.
They take a very liberal approach to where things come from. Then you turn the next page.
Yup.
And you see the word Mershulk written 3 times. Mershulk, Mershulk, Mershulk.
That's it.
He will lead us into the future.
We've heard that name before.
He will guide us with the scales of justice. Not these scales I wear on the tabard, but the scales I will soon wear on my skin, and the scales my brethren will wear on my skin.
God damn it, Timothy Dalton.
Haven't heard this name before.
You
familiar.
have.
From Dino Island, from the...
That is very close. Remember the temple,
Yeah.
right? Remember the religious, the ancient religious schism that happened with the lizard folk in the temple, and also the non-lizard folk corpses that looked kind of like half Wanti, but not Wanti, but like different, right? Proto-Wanti, right? As you've come to identify for yourselves as Proto-Wanti. They worshipped a deity called Mershulk, And then there was an upset by forces that worshipped Seth.
Seth, not Seth. Seth with an H.
With an X.
Seth and Seth are the same god.
Yeah.
But softer.
Softer.
Gentler lover.
Did I ever hear the grunts and all that? Like him just being frustrated?
Yes, I made a point. I made a point of being
Because
honest.
then I'm like a lot more interested.
Yeah, this hits a lot of alarms of things that your superiors told you to be on the lookout generally within your group.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly my tail's like wagging a little bit with excitement, and I immediately just try to just follow wherever the grunt or like that frustration was coming from.
Yeah, you find him.
I'm there. I'm reading. I'm translating.
Do I see any of the readings? Actually, I think I do know Dwarvish. I do.
It's a journal.
You were reading it out loud, right?
I was.
You do know Dwarvish. Yeah, if you do know Dwarvish, then yeah, you see some of the readings.
reading.
And we'll get to your next action here in a second. Idris, what are you doing?
I am looking around this scroll room to see if there's anything of value. I'm pretty much on a mission of, I know that this is a bad place and that probably has valuables, so I'm just trying to ransack it for anything
I'm in the
good.
same room.
Yeah, you find some gold religious iconography.
Oh, I'm not.
Tiers.
Oh, I'm not looking for like the physical goods. Like this is a secret order that should not exist, and their sacred tomes should probably fetch a pretty penny.
Yeah. You find some sacred tomes. You actually find in the ancient induction book of the Eyes of Tyr, which there are very few copies left because it was an ancient order that saw no need a long time ago. In fact, the one you find seems to be hidden as if no one has read it in a long time. And inside you read, because it's still written in common, but inside you read, you can find a bunch of passages of doctrine that doesn't at all reflect the evils you've heard the current Eyes of Tyr have been doing. It's more benevolent, I guess, what you find.
Interesting. I am going to store that next to my High Priest robe because I feel like that could be a useful combo later.
Excellent. Your identify spell goes off. You can identify there are no less than 2 spells on this stone portal, doorway, door. There is an illusion spell designed to make it look like it's part of the wall, and then there is a spell that is designed to make the door open if you have a certain password.
Can't lockpick that.
I mean, you're at the guy's desk. Maybe it's like a video game where you write the paper.
How big is the opening that the air is coming through?
Less than a centimeter. I would say it's about 2. It's about 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters wide.
Would you say that an ant could fit through it?
Yes, probably.
I am going to cast Find Familiar.
Okay, it's going to take 10 minutes.
That's okay, and I am going to make it an ant.
Okay.
This is ritual. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, let me see. Yes, ritual.
Mm-hmm. And
I want to know what's inside this door.
all right, we will get back to that.
Great.
Saffron.
I'm gonna go towards Ront a little bit closer, and I would say, youngling.
I'm still reading whatever the thing. Is there
Now
more?
a little louder.
There is no more.
I'm done. Where are the people in this room with me? Where are they? Like relative to me and the desk and the book and the not me?
So is he like by the desk?
Yes, he's
Okay.
by the desk. Ysaile is on his left, currently looking at you with a not approving of how you're basically insulting her best friend. And you would be on his right.
Ooh, I hear people talking about reading and start heading over.
Okay, there you go. You enter the room. But Saffron, continue.
I just like say, would you mind if I could take a look at that book?
I'm so confused right now.
I saw that happen.
Why?
At this point, like, are
At this
you looking for a certain reaction? What are you doing?
Yeah,
I'm looking for my reactions to the reactions to reveal what my reaction is.
I see.
It's a process. Allow me my Go ahead. I'm done with it. Sail.
Yeah.
There's a door. It's fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Have you learned anything about fucked up doors?
Well, so Ront, I have a question for you.
What?
High or low?
Are you fucking serious? Hi!
Okay. A little bit. I mean, I didn't quite. That was supposed to be. I was supposed to be getting an extensive, fucked up door class in my apprenticeship with the guild. That doesn't really exist, but it's a guild.
Okay.
Guild.
So, question.
Yes.
Point of order. What is louder, thunderstone or alchemical fire?
Thunderstone.
Okay. I'm going to softly say to the people in this room, in a few moments, you're going to want to cover your ears. And then I'm going to go around and find everybody else that's in the party and say the same thing.
You see Thiathel, a knife in the middle of a stone wall, no clear hole as to how the knife got in there. You hear her casting a very familiar spell. Fine, familiar. It is a familiar spell. See what I did there? See what I did there? So she's doing that. You see Idris has walked into the same room, so he's able to tell you.
Yeah.
Hal, what are you doing?
I'm looking through the scroll room basically for exactly what Idris found. So I'm essentially just looking through the scroll room. I have no idea what has been going on.
Okay.
Al, there's an interesting book in the other place. You can ask the girl. I don't know which girl. I don't care about it. But
okay.
it's relevant, I guess. Also, in a few moments, are you going to want to cover your ears? I go. He's the last one, right?
Yeah.
Out of the door. Fuck.
Fucked up door.
I reach into my pack. I pull out a vial of alchemical fire. Get ready. This might wake some people up, and I fling it at the door.
Okay.